Alay Kapwa is the National Lenten Action Program of the Catholic Church established in 1975 by the Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines as our concrete response to the call of Pope Paul VI to the Universal Church in 1974. It is in particular our response to the 4 challenges faced by the Philippine Church during the time until today, which are the split-level personality, or that the practice of our faith does not conform with how we treat our neighbors, especially the poor. Widespread poverty, fragmentation in the program implementation of our ministries and the organizations within the church, and our seeming too much dependency on foreign aids. Hence, Alay Kapwa became the evangelization arm of the church, building and sustaining communities, and at the same time the resource mobilization mechanism, putting our concern for the poor and vulnerable into concrete actions. It is for these reasons that CBCP also mandated for the annual Alay Kapwa collection during Palm Sunday, hoping that with the funds, we shall be able to sustain our programs from the levels of the parishes, the dioceses, and the National Secretariat for Social Action, or what we now call as NASA Caritas Philippines. But in 42 years, out of the 85 million Catholic population in the country, less than 5% of the Filipino Catholics knew about Alay Kapwa. This is very evident in the annual solidarity share that is remitted to NASA Caritas Philippines, which only averages to 3 million pesos, an amount that is seldom enough to restore the lives of the survivors of disasters, which we now consider as the new normal. If we can only convince even just 37% of the active churchgoers to give to Alay Kapwa at least a peso during the Mass, we can collect 31 million pesos, and our annual Solidarity Fund can reach up to 9 million pesos. Just think of how much such amount can make a big difference to the lives of poor families which we commit to serve. Thus, we urge every diocese to take action today. Let's make a new face for piso, because as we say it, piso mo ay mahalaga kung puso ang magdidikta. We at NASA Caritas Philippines recently launched Project SAKSie, or Strengthened Alay Kapwa for Sustained Integral Evangelization, which envisions to sustain the programs and services of the social action for the poor and the vulnerable through an Alay Kapwa that is understood, accepted, and embraced by the clergy, the church workers, and most especially the faithful. The first to accept the challenge is the Archdiocese of Cotabato, and we are fervently hoping that your diocese will soon follow into their footsteps. In a pastoral letter, Cardinal Orlando Quevedo urged the Archdiocese to support their Piso Alay Kapwa program, a year-round campaign focusing not only on collection but in evangelizing the people to participate in the major task of the Church of the Poor to develop a special love for the needy. Orientations and organizings at the BEC, parishes, schools, and private institutions are happening as we speak. They are talking, sharing, deepening, and internalizing the Alay Kapwa and social action spirituality that is rooted in the commandment, love thy neighbor. The Catholic social teachings also guide the discussions on the Piso Alay Kapwa implementation, highlighting it as one of the concrete acts of social responsibility of the faithful in the Archdiocese of Cotabato through the parish social action centers. From an average of 40,000 pesos annual remittances, the Archdiocese now was for the first time able to share 100,000 pesos to the National Alay Kapwa Solidarity Fund. Not only that, the parishes and the Archdiocesan Social Action Center now have a local, stable funding source to sustain their humanitarian development and advocacy programs. Project SAKSie is our concrete framework to ensure that the National Caritas Roadmap for Sustainability and Resilience, which we ratified in September 2016 during our 38th National Social Action General Assembly, is on track. Project SAKSie is also our response to localization by strengthening self-reliance among communities. More importantly, Project SAKSie is seeing Christ in our neighbors. It is looking at our neighbors through the eyes of Christ. We are called to be living witnesses of God's love. And this is Caritas. Love is now happening in Cotabato. Let us spread love through the spirituality of Alay Kapwa throughout the country and to the world. Project SAKSie strengthened Alay Kapwa for sustained integral evangelization.
Kung mahal natin ang Diyos, ang dukha at nagdarahot, ang api at hikahos, sa pangalan ni Jesus, kalingahin na.